tensions are flaring up again in the East China Sea. On Sunday morning, November 16th, 4 armed Chinese Coast Guard vessels entered waters controlled by Japan, specifically around the Senkaku Islands. This move comes right in the middle of a heated diplomatic argument between the two nations, which was ignited by recent comments from Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi regarding Taiwan. Let's break down what happened. According to the Japanese Coast Guard, these 4 Chinese ships were spotted circling the Senkaku Islands on Saturday. By Sunday morning, at 5:29 a.m. UTC, they had entered what Japan considers its territorial waters. They remained there for a period before eventually departing. The Japanese Coast Guard monitored the situation closely throughout. Now, from the Chinese perspective, this was a completely different story. The China Coast Guard released a statement describing the event as a rights enforcement patrol. They maintained that their operation in the waters surrounding what they call the Diaoyu Islands was entirely lawful and justified. This is a classic example of the conflicting claims over this small, uninhabited island chain. This isn't just a random maritime incident. It's deeply connected to broader geopolitical tensions. The timing is crucial. This event follows a sharp warning from China to its citizens, advising them to avoid traveling to Japan. This travel advisory was a direct response to Prime Minister Takaichi's recent remarks, where she expressed strong support for Taiwanese self-defense and suggested Japan would play a role in defending the island in the event of an attack from mainland China. Beijing, which views Taiwan as a renegade province to be by force if necessary, reacted strongly to Takaichi's statements. They called her comments a dangerous provocation and a gross interference in China's internal affairs. This diplomatic fallout has now spilled over into the maritime domain, with the patrol being a clear signal of China's displeasure and its resolve to assert its territorial claims. The Senkaku Diaoyu Islands have long been a flashpoint. They are strategically located and are believed to have significant undersea oil and gas reserves. Japan has administered the islands since the late 19th century, except for a period of post-war U.S. occupation. However, China began to press its claim more assertively in the 1970s. Since Japan nationalized some of the islands in 2012, we've seen a dramatic increase in these kinds of patrols and incursions by Chinese vessels. What we're seeing is a calculated move, sending armed Coast Guard ships, which are essentially paramilitary vessels, is a way for China to challenge Japan's control without escalating to a full-blown military confrontation. It's a form of gray zone tactic designed to wear down Japan's resolve and normalize a Chinese presence in the area. Each patrol tests Japan's response time and capabilities, while also sending a powerful political message to Tokyo and the international community. For Japan, this is a serious challenge to its sovereignty. They consistently protest these actions through diplomatic channels, but the patrols continue. The Japanese Coast Guard is on the front lines, often engaging in tense, close-quarters encounters with their Chinese counterparts. The increased frequency and assertiveness of these Chinese patrols raise the risk of an accidental collision or miscalculation that could quickly spiral into a more serious crisis. The United States, a key ally of Japan, is also watching this situation very closely. The U.S. has repeatedly affirmed that the Senkaku Islands fall under the U.S.-Japan Security Treaty, meaning America would be obligated to defend Japan if the islands were attacked. So, any escalation here has major implications for regional stability and could draw in the United States. This latest incident highlights just how intertwined the issues of the Senkaku Islands and Taiwan have become. Beijing seems to be using its actions in the East China Sea to punish Japan for its stance on Taiwan. It's a way of saying, if you challenge us on one core interest, we will challenge you on another. This creates a complex and volatile strategic environment where actions in one area can have immediate repercussions in another. As it stands, the ships have left Japanese waters, and for now, the immediate incident is over. But the underlying tensions are higher than ever. The diplomatic spat is far from resolved, and we can almost certainly expect to see more of these patrols in the near future. It's a high-stakes game of chicken being played out on the high seas, with the peace and stability of the entire Indo-Pacific region hanging in the balance. We'll be keeping a close eye on this developing story and will bring you any updates as they happen. What do you think about this latest development? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth analysis of global events. See you next time!